Hey everybody, it's Stacy Paulson. Let me actually change my screen so you can see me for a minute. Hi everybody, it's Stacy Paulson. Welcome to our training today. We will be talking about how to help a new wellness advocate get started in the business, and we'll cover that probably in about 10 minutes because it's pretty simple, pretty basic. And then we're going to go into how to teach a class or how to teach someone to teach a class. So hopefully, can everybody hear me? Somebody can post in the chat room to make sure that you can hear me. Give it a second. If you have any questions as we're going along, you can go ahead and post them in the chat box, and I will periodically check those and answer them, or I'll make sure that I answer them all at the end. Awesome, thanks Mapuana, appreciate it. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to switch my screen to our team website. When I have somebody that says they want to get started in this business, how do I do it? Then this is what I do. I take them to our team website and show them that there is a place that supports them in getting started. So you can see on the front of the website, there's a getting started, and I'll have them go to this link. But just before we do that, to give you a quick overview of what's on the homepage, because we'll use some of those things in their getting started. So most people, when they hear about doTERRA, we want to find out if they're open to using essential oils or learning about essential oils. And if they're open to learning about essential oils, then we'll go ahead and teach them. This is the first presentation that we give, or the first class that we have. Here is one that's been recorded, so you know that that's available there. Once somebody is now open, after they've been taught and they're open to using them, then we will help them to get oils, and then after they get their kit, we want to sit down with them or over the phone go over this with them, and it's basically their membership overview to help them understand how to use the oils that they just purchased, to set up a personal plan for them so they know what to use, when to use it, and then also how to order products through the Loyalty Rewards program. So that's called the membership overview. At the end of the membership overview, I generally will ask people if they're open to getting a paycheck from doTERRA or getting their oils for free, or earning an income, an extra income with doTERRA. And if they're open to that, then I will go ahead and set up the third presentation, which is a business overview. And that will help them to understand the business of doTERRA. And then if they want to engage in that, that's when we would do the getting started training, or help somebody to get started. That's basically the process, and you can watch this great video at the bottom that helps you to understand those 3 doors that people pass through, the 3 invitations, the 3 events, or the 3 presentations that we teach. So we're assuming that people have gone through that, all 3 of those presentations, and they're ready to get started. So we click on getting started, and there's this getting started game plan, or it's the fast track planner. Let me switch back to, so I can show you it if you don't know what it is. So the Fast Track Planner, you can see here, you can purchase these. It opens up, it helps you to be able to track the people on your team, the classes that you taught, the builders that you have on your team, and the people underneath them. So this is a great tool to have. Basically, the Getting Started game plan is the same thing, but you can just print it out and have it available right there for them instead of having to wait for it to come in the mail. So, and then what I do with the Fast Track Planner, if you actually have a physical one that you're giving to them, one of these, I will cross off the edgeteambuilder.com website, and I will put essentialwellnesspros.com. It's a lot cleaner to be able to send them to our team website and the Getting Started to be able to get through those. So on the Getting Started game plan, or the Fast Track Planner, you'll see this green section here. And this is basically your getting started checklist. So these are the things that you'll want to do to prepare to start teaching and start sharing with people. And all of that is found on, let me switch back. So that's all on here, which is this prepare section. So there's 10 steps to getting started. That's basically that checklist. And now you can go through and check mark all of those off. So if you haven't had a membership overview, that would be the first place you want to start. You can either click there and watch the membership overview, or ask your enroller, I need a membership overview. And that's nice to have, even if you already know how to use your oils and how to order. just so that you know how to now do a membership overview with people that you enroll. So if you've done that, you go ahead and mark it off. You make sure that you have your 100 PV LRP order, and you explain this to people that you need to have at least 100 to get commissions, 125, and you'll get the free oil of the month by the 15th. And this little video shows you how to set that up. So if you don't know how to set it up, or you want to show someone how to set it up, you can have them watch it. You might have somebody in another state. It's easier for them to just click on that and watch it, and if they have questions, they can ask you. Then you want to make sure people get connected. So I'll have them sign up for these different ways to stay connected with our team and the things that are going on. There's a newsletter, there's our Facebook group, we have the online training, and then we have the daily mentor calls. And I will have them actually, I'll click on that, I'll have them join those through their phone. So right there with me, I say, okay, pull out your phone. Let's go ahead and get you on these. This will be just a short training every day. Go ahead and listen to it while you're getting ready in the morning, doing laundry, working out, whatnot. It doesn't have to take any more time. You can do it along with the things you're already doing. And then know that right here on this page, under the Getting Started, the daily mentor calls, you'll see that if ever they need to go back to one, or they started in the middle of the calls and they want to go back and get the first ones, know that they're here. And this is just a step-by-step process in learning the basic foundation of the business. And why it's important to tap people into a system is that once you have so many people that you've enrolled and they're doing the business, you'll forget, like, what have I taught that person? What have I not taught them? What do they need to know? And this covers the foundation of the things that they need to know. And so you know that if they've listened to all of those mentor calls, that they've got the foundation of the things that they need to know. And then they also know that they can tap their new people into a system, that they don't have to be an expert at all these things, that they can just tap them into a system. So it really does help you to duplicate your business and create more of you. So then to continue, I will, if they haven't had a business overview, then they should either watch that or have the business overview. Brand new people that have somebody that wants to join their team and do this as a business, they may not feel comfortable, and you may not feel comfortable doing a business overview. So you can go ahead and just have them watch it. Sit down with them, watch it together. And then if you have questions, talk to your upline. Then you'll want to make sure that they set goals. And I love these questions here. And I'll have them answer those questions while I'm sitting down with them or over the phone. About how much would you need to earn to make this worth your time? About how many hours could you commit each week to develop this income? And so they actually have to think about their life and how much time they have with the other commitments that they have. And then how many months would you work those kind of hours in order to develop this kind of income? So you can get a time frame of when they want to reach that goal. So somebody just today had just said that they wanted to earn $1,000 a month. And then I asked the second question, and she said, well, I could definitely commit at least 8 hours, possibly more, but at least 8 hours every week. And then how soon would you want to earn that income? Within 3 months, that she said. Now, for you, you can determine if that seems realistic. You might have somebody that says, I want to make $10,000 a month, and I will work about 5 hours a week, and I want to have that within, 3 months. You'll probably recognize that that's not realistic, and I would just say to them, one of those numbers need to change in order for that to be a realistic goal. So they either need to put in more time, they need to lower the amount they want to make, or they need to extend the amount of months it will take for them to reach that goal. Because you want to set people up with the right expectations for creating success. For those who are really motivated and want to get started quickly, I recommend them watching this Jumpstart Your Business. And it basically teaches them how to get things going really fast. And it's basically setting up 4 classes all in 1 week and then booking classes from classes. That's kind of the gist of it, but you can watch that. And if they're not, like, I just want to, go slow and steady, then I wouldn't necessarily do that with them. Then have them schedule their first 3 to 4 classes. Have them look at their calendar. Let's schedule together the times that we could do these classes together. That's the optimal way. You might be in a place where somebody's starting to build and there's no one there to support them and teach the classes. That's okay. That's what this training is for, to help people to right off the bat be able to teach class. Preferably, you are teaching that first class for them. The second class, they're teaching part of it, you're teaching most of it. The third class that you're teaching just a part of it, and they're teaching most of it. And by the fourth class, that they should be able to teach it by themselves. Then I have them start creating a names list. I might have them, let's list your top 10 or 20 people that you can think of that are open to natural ways to take care of your health. But in the long run, you want to create a list as big as you can, at least 100 names to start off with, and know that you're going to continually add people to that list. So you're never going to run out of names because you're going to always be meeting new people, or somebody's hosting a class and all the people that are in that class are now going on your list. Then the ninth step is to make sure you get equipped, that you have everything that you need for building your business. And I promise you, these are the only things that you need. That you don't, there's a lot of things that you could purchase and a lot of things you might think are really cool. But every single layer that you add to your business will slow it down. So if you start, like, I'm going to create this cute little handout, and I'm going to make this little booklet, and I'm going to make little bath salts for my classes, and then I'm going to, I don't know, have these cool business cards, whatnot. All of that, whatever you do, duplicates. So the person that you enroll that wants to do the business and they see all the stuff that you've done, they think that they need to do that and possibly even add to that and make it better than what you just did. However, if you keep it simple and have as few layers as possible, your business will duplicate a lot faster. It will be a lot better for the people that you bring on. It'll be less expensive for them. So here's what you need. You basically need some extra oils. You need, enough for yourself and then to share. I recommend having at least the oils in the Natural Solutions kit, but at a bare minimum, at least having what's in the Home Essentials kit. You'll definitely want a diffuser. You'll want to have, I like to have at least one class in a box. They have the wild oranges that you get in there for free, and it comes with a product guide, and then it comes with the DVD that you can use in the classes. And this is a great tool, especially for those people who might be a little afraid of teaching, because the DVD does a lot of the teaching for them. And if you don't want to purchase the class in the box, all of those videos are available on, let me pull them up, because we're going to use it later, doTERRA University. A little slow here. doTERRA University under Living. And then you'll kind of find them sporadically through here. And I'll point them out when I talk about teaching a class. But that's where you can find them for free. You can download them to your iPad or your computer, or if you have a smart TV, you can just pull them right up from the internet. Or you don't have to use them if technology isn't your thing. That's okay. Or you can purchase the DVD and just pop it in a DVD player. So having that, having extra product guides or teach sheets. So the product guide looks like, let me show you. So the product guide looks like this, and it comes in everybody's enrollment packet. So the nice thing about this is that every single new enrollment already has something to teach from, that they don't have to go out and purchase another tear sheet to teach from. And we're going to talk about tonight how you can actually use this to teach your class. So that is really easy to duplicate. And then if you want to purchase more, you can get them through your Loyalty Rewards order. You can either buy them in bulk or just buy a few if you want to just have the certain set for each class. And then there's other people who use the product guides and they actually give them to the people who are in the class. You can decide what you'd want to do. Both of them work well. So the people who take them home, they usually write notes in this. And those who don't, they'll just write notes on a piece of paper. Other people use the Edge Success tear sheet. It's Nature's Medicine Cabinet. And you can purchase that at Aroma Tools or My Oil Business. And know that that's available as well. But you'll want to have something that you teach from, something you can make notes in, and the other people will see that you're just basically reading things off the teach sheet or the product guide. So that's your presentation tools and scripts. The scripts, if you click on that, you'll see that there's some scripts that you can follow. You want to make sure that you have at least one in Modern Essentials book, or some type of reference book. I know there's a lot of different ones coming out. I like the Modern Essentials book. It's a great resource, and you don't have to have a bunch of them for your class. You should have at least one of them available, or have the A to Z guides available so people see that you can look it up. You can just look it up somewhere, look it up online, look it up in the book to know what to use. The A to Z guides, I still really love these when I'm sharing with people, because I'll give them samples with the little sample bottles, and I will let them look at the A to Z guide, or I'll let them take the A to Z guide, but it gives them an idea of, wow, these oils do a lot of different things. You want your cap stickers, and then know that there's everythingessentials.me is a free resource. But that's basically all you need to get your business started and to continue to grow your business. That's the basic necessities. You don't have to spend a whole lot of money doing that. And then complete these getting started trainings. I generally recommend that people do all of this within 72 hours. It's plenty of time to get all of it completed. And then this getting started, it can just goes through the process. I'm not going to cover all of this tonight, but once you get those classes set on the books, now it's learning how to invite people to those classes, and then learning how to teach classes. And that's what we do over and over and over again, is we invite people to learn more, we teach them, we invite them to use the products and help them to use them and be successful with that. So I'm not going to cover the rest of this because it's just a quick getting started, but know that that's basically what I do to help someone get started. And then I will be their accountability partner. I will be their mentor. One thing that I love that Rod Richardson always says, he says that he works with those who move toward him. So basically work with those people who are moving towards you, who are calling you, who are excited and wanting to share, instead of you being the one like, okay, are you gonna do this? Oh, do you have this set up? Do you have your classes set up? That's not fun. Like, that's not a fun business, and that drains your energy. So know that working with people who move towards you, and that you want to mentor those people who are committed. So when they make a commitment, they keep that commitment. When they say, yes, I'm going to do this, that they keep those commitments. Those are people who are committed, and you want to be able to mentor them and help them to grow and move forward in their business. So work with those who move towards you. And that might be just somebody that wants to host a class. It might be somebody who wants to earn a couple of $100 extra, or their oils for free. It might be somebody who wants to have a massive, multiple six-figure income. It doesn't matter. Those who are moving towards you, then go ahead and work with them. And those who are committed are the ones that we mentor. So any questions as far as getting started? I'll give it a second for you guys to post those if you have any questions about that. And if you don't, we're going to go ahead and move on to how to teach people to teach a class. All right. So let me change my screen here. All right. So let me show you what I use in a class, because it's really, really simple. Because another important thing is that people see you at a class coming in with minimal things. You want them going away from that thinking, man, that was so easy. I could do that. And if you have a bunch of stuff, I've got multiple Modern Essentials books, I'm carrying those in. I've got all of the products that doTERRA has to offer. I bring those in. I have a smorgasbord of food that's going on, that people look at that and they may say, oh, this is fun, this is so exciting. But subconsciously, they will be thinking, that's a lot of work. That's a lot of time. That's a lot of money. And so that will distract a lot of people from doing the business. And so the more simple you can keep it, it's for them, but it's also for you. So basically what I have at a class, I generally have about this many oils, about what's in the Natural Solutions kit. I don't have all of the oils that doTERRA has to offer, because I want people to understand that if they did this business, that they wouldn't have to have a ton of oils to get started. Also, I have the product guide that I teach from. And then I have the kit tear sheet. So this is to show people the kits that they can get, and then also the Wellness Advocate agreement so that they can sign up. And then I'll have either a Modern Essentials book, one or the other, so that people can use those as a reference. And then I have a diffuser. If I'm doing the class myself, all I have is lemon water. I don't have a big production. I did that once, and that was enough for me. But sometimes hosts they will, they want to make it a special event because they're not doing the business. And so it's okay for them to have food as they're hosting, but I would recommend that you eat the food after the class, because if you eat the food before the class or throughout the class, what happens is your class usually starts about a half an hour later, and then your class goes about 45 minutes to an hour. And so when the class is over, they're ready to go. They've got babysitters or other things to do. They've already been there long enough that they're ready to go. And so that really messes up them getting oils into their home. So if you're going to eat, do it afterwards. Have the class first and then eat afterwards, and they can mingle and stay as long as they want. Okay, so let's go to the sheet that I created. One question here is that Amanda says that if you don't have any builders and one expresses interest but isn't committed. What if you don't have any builders and one expresses interest but isn't committed? Well, if they're moving towards you, then I work with them. So if they are someone that like, hey, you know, I want to have this class. Like yesterday, I got text somebody that said that I actually have somebody, she's not doing business, but I have a friend that wants to host a class on this date. So she was moving towards me. This other lady's moving towards me in that sense. So I'm going to work with them. In my over 4 years of experience, have found that it's not super productive time for me to be the one constantly calling, reminding somebody. They're just not committed. And so my time is better spent finding other people who want to do the business. And I generally will find that through teaching more people about essential oils. So that's what I would personally recommend. And you guys are free to post on here as well any answers that you have to that. So let's go ahead to this sheet. Now this isn't super pretty. I didn't spend a lot of time creating a fancy PowerPoint. But this document is going to be available to you. And I think this is really important in helping people learn how to teach a class. That you're really not a leader until you're teaching other people how to use essential oils, and then also teaching other people how to teach. So there's 4 parts to a class. There's the preparation stage, there's the beginning, the middle, and the end. And really, I think the most important, well, they're all important, but you know, making sure that the preparation is right. We'll cover a few things of those really fast. We'll cover, and then I would say the beginning and the end. And that's where the DVD can really help, because when you're brand new, that can be the hardest part, is the beginning and the end. In the middle stuff, we just use oils and talk about them. So as far as prepare, I like the EDGE system, and it stands for explain, demonstrate, guide, and then empower. So this is how we would teach someone how to use or how to teach a class. That first we would explain to them what we're doing, how we're doing this, why we're doing certain things. Then we'll go ahead and demonstrate that to them. So let's say I had a new builder who is having their first class. I would make sure that I go over early and I would explain to them, this is what I'm going to do in the class. This is the role that you play, and I'm going to do X, Y, and Z because of this. So you're explaining it to them, and then they're going to see it done. So they're going to watch the class, and they'll identify the things that you have explained to them better because you've explained it. So they'll be watching you, and then you will be guiding them to do that same thing. So in those next few classes, you'll be guiding them to do what you just did, and you'll be giving some feedback and helping them to get a little bit better. But the prize in and of itself is that somebody is teaching a class. Know that they will get better over time. So yes, you probably could teach it so much better, and you might have more people enroll if you taught that class. But if you take that stance in your business, you're going to be the one that is always teaching the classes for other people, and you're not going to have anybody on the team that's really teaching an effective class. People learn by doing. So it's just like a little kid. You're going to have to let them fall, experience that. That's exactly what you did to learn how to teach a class. So you're going to want to help empower them by letting them fly, trusting them, letting them do things. They may have a few failures, but they'll learn from that and they will get better. So the objective of the class really is to make a connection with you and also with doTERRA. So you want to be relatable, and that people trust you. The second objective is to really educate and empower people. You're educating them and you're empowering them with essential oils, why doTERRA is different, how to use the essential oils. And what this does is it builds their confidence and their desire to use the oils. So a couple of tips is that you want to be real. So if you're nervous, it's okay to say, you know what, I'm really nervous. This is my first class. I'm new, whatever. Just be real. If you're a stay-at-home mom and you don't have any experience with essential oils other than with your family, just okay. Just be real. People love that you can be real and honest. And when I say honest, I also mean with the stories and examples that you share, make sure that they are not, they're not more than the experience was. So don't try to make it bigger than it was to convince people to buy oils. Like this, the oils will do their job. So be honest, be passionate, really help people to see how amazing these have been for you. Be passionate in that and be confident, because what you have to offer is absolutely amazing and can be absolutely life-changing. And you never know whose life you're going to touch. And it's okay that you or your new builder doesn't know a lot. It's absolutely okay. That's where we all start. You can be confident. Tips for your class are also start it on time. Within the first 5 minutes, go ahead and start that class and let people know that you're going to be starting on time. Their time is valuable. Your time is valuable. So start on time. Keep it to 45 minutes. That often those classes that are really long are very ineffective. You think that you're teaching them so much more, but actually you're just making it more complex, that people don't need as much information as you may think, especially as their first class. You just need the basics of how to use the oils, why doTERRA is different, and how and what essential oils are, and then how to get them. It's pretty basic. So you want to keep it simple. I already talked about being able to do that as far as the tools that you bring in, not having a lot of extra stuff available. And then also it's very powerful to be able to give experiences by sharing the oils and then sharing your own personal experiences or experiences of others that they've had with the oils. So you're set up with the class. What I always do is I have a diffuser and I have wild orange in there. Wild orange is the least, there's some people that have smells that they may not like, and so they'll think that, I can't stand that smell, or it's giving me a headache. Well, most people have smelled oranges and they're accustomed to that, so smelling wild orange is great for that aspect. It's also the oil of abundance, and so people are feeling good and happy that there's enough time, I have enough money, I have enough whatever it is that I need. So having that oil diffuse, also people may be coming and they're anxious or stressed or had a frustrating day, that this can help to settle them, yet not make them tired and go to sleep. So I love having that. Also a topical use. So oftentimes if there's enough time beforehand, as people are arriving, we'll give little mini back massages or neck massages with the past tense. With that, I would make sure that they smell it, that they're okay with that intense feeling of the past tense, and go ahead and give them a mini massage. Have your host give some, have other people give them to each other, so they're getting that topical experience. Or aroma touch is another good one. And then internal would have lemon water available. Have them, have some as they're sitting down. So they're already experiencing the oils in 3 different ways from the moment that they walk in. Again, I covered the tools that I generally have at a class is the Natural Solutions Kit oils, at minimum the Home Essentials, diffuser, tea sheets, enrollment forms, modern essentials, no extras. So you can read that, the do's and the don'ts. Often I find that either people share not enough experiences or too many experiences. When you don't share any experiences, then it doesn't appeal to the emotional side of people and helping them to see that this is real. The other thing is that if you share too many, then you start to sound like a salesperson. And if you share those experiences that are really big experiences, like my grandma had cancer and now it's gone, it's not believable, and it can seem like it's over the top. Also, don't pass out or teach about too many oils. So don't think that you have to, even though you have all those oils there, don't think that you have to go through every single one of them and pass every single one of them around, and everybody's trying it, so they have 20 different oils on them. So 3, 4, 7 oils maybe, but don't be doing too many. And then I said the food, the extra stuff. Also, don't give a bunch of samples to take home at the end, or say in the class, I can send you home with samples. Just don't do that. They should have been sampled before they came, and they're being sampled throughout the entire class. So don't think that they need to take samples home with them to go now have some experiences. They're experiencing it right there in the class. So those are just some of the things that I've seen in different classes that could have made them a little more effective. So that's the initial preparation of your class. And you'll want to help somebody that is building, as they've set up those first classes, you'll want to explain these things to them so that they understand. I would print out this sheet, you can give it to them, go through it so that they understand. Okay, so the beginning of the class, I recommend that it's about 15 minutes long. And when you are, again, you're using the EDGE system to explain it to them, demonstrate, guide, and then empower. So here is how I will generally teach a class. So the host or your builder will introduce you if you're teaching that class. And it just needs to be short. They just go ahead and share a short introduction about you. They can share their experiences with the oils there, but it needs to be short and concise. And so make sure that you teach them that. You might even ask them, okay, what are you going to share? Or give them what to say about you so that people will want to listen to you. They're edifying you so that their friends are trusting you because of what they've said. Then you'll want to introduce yourself with a story, generally 2 to 3 minutes. You don't want it very long. And it could be your first aha experience with oils, how life was before doTERRA and why it's different now that you've joined and have the oils in your home. But you want to make it relatable and so that you connect with them. That's the idea of your introduction. Then what I do, and I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate all this for you. I'm going to go ahead, then I go ahead and pass out the cheat sheet or the product guide. And this is what I say, that this is doTERRA's product guide. It's more than just a catalog. It's actually a valuable tool to learn what essential oils are and how to use them safely. And as you go along, I want you to write down solutions that you find to your health goals and your concerns, as well as anyone who comes to mind that would benefit from these oils. So I say that, and if you're giving the product guide, I will say just go ahead and write it in there. Circle those things, write down people's names that you think of. If you're having them just have a piece of paper and a pen, then go ahead and write those things down so that you'll remember. And then I state my objective, which is the objective of this class is to teach you about essential oils so that you are confident in using them in your home. And why I say this is I'm helping them to catch the vision of them using these confidently in their home, that they're starting to picture that and see this is where the class is going. It's going to lead with me having these in my home. Then number 5 is make sure that you're using the tools to teach. And this is my outline for, so after the introductions, after I passed out the teach sheet, then I will go to doTERRA's story and mission, and I will show you that. One second. Okay. So in the product guide, and I don't have the one that I teach from right here, but I write my notes in the product guide. And if you use the tear sheet, write your notes in the tear sheet of where you might want to ask a question or pass out an oil so that people, and it's okay for people to see that you have notes in there. So I'll have notes all over, even on the back, so they're seeing like I have all these notes on the back. And I go to this first page, which is the doTERRA story and our mission. And I have everybody go to the paragraph number 2. And we read this. This helps them to see what doTERRA is all about. And where they started is that they wanted to have people come together, have the best oils, so that these can be in people's home, and that this is a complement to traditional medicine, that we're not competing with traditional medicine. So I will go ahead and read that, and so I have it marked in mind that we read that. And then I have this underlined, this last bullet point right here, because that's where it talks about having people coming together from traditional and alternative medicine working together for people's health and what's best for them. So I just go ahead and write that there. Then what I do is I will turn to this second page, which talks about what are essential oils. Now, if you don't have the DVD, then you can go ahead and highlight a couple of these and you teach people and show them what essential oils are. If you have the DVD, then I would go ahead and watch that. It's the second video on the Class in a Box DVD. Or if you go to, let me show you on doTERRA University. is this video right here that says, what exactly are essential oils? And you click it and it plays for 2 minutes and it explains what essential oils are. So you don't even have to explain them. So we watch that. If you're using the tear sheet, you can also use the video and watch it and then go through the points. Oh, I didn't show that. I didn't share my screen. Haha. Sorry, guys. Share that. So doTERRA University is this, what exactly are essential oils? This video right here, it's 2 minutes long. So we go ahead and share that. And then I turn to CPTG, Certified Pure Therapeutic Grade. And then I will watch, after we watch what are essential oils, then we pass around the peppermint. And what I like to do with the peppermint is just have them put a drop of peppermint in your hands, rub it together, and inhale it. Tell them not to get it on their face or in their eyes, and just then I'll ask them, how does that make you feel? And they'll express, oh wow, it opens me up, it wakes me up, and my airways are open. They'll just express, all the common things. And then what I love from Crystal, she makes people do a little inhaler and put your hand on there and just breathe it in. And then I tell them, whatever's left on your hands, go ahead and just rub it on the back of your neck. And so they work it in the back of their neck. And so they're experiencing that oil, one of the most powerful oils, right from the beginning of the class. And they'll feel that peppermint on the back of their neck, and they sit and talk about that peppermint. They're all awake, they're all alert, you've got their attention. Then we talk about Certified Pure Therapeutic Grade. And so we'll turn to that page. And so if you're teaching directly from this, then you can either highlight it or you watch this video. I really like the video. And so let me switch over to doTERRA University to show you. But it's the third video on the class in a box. I don't show the first one. And it's under Why doTERRA and Certified Pure Therapeutic Grade. You'll see this video. You go ahead and play it. It's 3 minutes long. And it helps them to understand why you would want to select doTERRA oils versus anything else. And you don't even have to bring up like competition or their oil stink, nothing like that. They just understand that it's important to pay attention to quality and that there's a difference with oils. And so then I'll say, here, let's go ahead and experience another Certified Pure Therapeutic Grade oil. So a CPTG oil, and this one is Wild Orange. So this is generally, I'll pass around Wild Orange, and we'll just put another drop in our hand. I say, when you mix the peppermint and the wild orange together, it makes the peppermint wow. Go ahead and rub them together. Breathe it in. How does that make you feel? And then they express, how does it make them feel? And then I might talk a little bit about what peppermint does and wild orange does. So, or what they do. So, peppermint is great for pain. It opens your airways. If you have a headache, it can help with that. Digestive issues, digestive support. Wild orange is one that I use for calming. And if you have an experience with peppermint or wild orange, then go ahead and share it. Just make it brief. I generally will share with my crazy 6 kids that it's one of the oils that we diffuse very often. And a lot of times in the car where I'll just put a couple of drops on my hands, rub them together, or put them up to the air conditioning, and it circulates in the air. And there was a time that I was going to church, and they were, two of my oldest boys were fighting in the back of the van. I'm going to church, and you guys are fighting. So I did that with the wild orange, and within minutes, everybody was calm again. We were able to walk into church and feel not so stressed. So they get an idea of what those oils do. And I had this, like I said, it's all written in the notes. And so I would take the sheet that I have there that you can print out and just transfer those things onto yours. And you might write down experiences that you've had with different oils. Then I go ahead and turn to this next page, which is page number 6. And you'll see this little chart here. I said, everybody look down at that applications method chart, because this teaches you exactly how to use essential oils. There's 3 different ways that we use essential oils. The first is aromatically, and we just did that with the peppermint and the wild orange. We have it in the diffuser, and I'll explain, what it's good for. Then topically, so we can use these oils topically and put them right on, just like the peppermint. How does your neck feel? And people will say, oh, it feels really good. Or if they had the past tense earlier, they're expressing that. And then I'll say, and then the third way you can use CPTG oils is internally, that you can actually use them that way. And you're getting it in the water, and the lemon in the water is oil. It's not, an actual lemon that they squoze. And that's really good for detox. So those are the 3 different ways that we use essential oils. And then I want you to look at the skin sensitivity chart, because this is really important to know that there's oils that you can use neat. So that's an N. And so neat means you can just put it on straight. An S is sensitive, so you might be sensitive, you might not. So the peppermint, some people don't like that feel that's going on there. And so you will want to dilute it if you don't like the feel of that. And then D is you'll absolutely want to dilute, because they're very hot oils, or you could put them on the bottom of your feet. And so I explained that. As you're talking about topical, you'll want to make sure that they understand, don't put them directly in your eyes and don't put them in your ears. And that if it's uncomfortable, that we're going to dilute it, and we're going to show you how to do that. So if you turn to the next page, you'll see this chart. This is a really important chart, because this teaches you how to use each of the oils. So go down to peppermint that we just barely used, and it will have an A, T, and an I. So that means you can use peppermint aromatically, topically, and internally. And then it has an S by it. So that means that you might be sensitive, so you might want to dilute. And you can do that for any of the single oils are here on this page. And then if you turn on page 23, and we'll flip back to 23. And I didn't know these pages when I first started. You just flip through it. Everybody finds, the chart like this. This is the blend. So doTERRA will create blends of different oils together that will do more specific things. So for instance, there's a digestive blend. It's for digestive issues, for constipation, diarrhea, acid reflux, gas, bloating. It's called DigestZen, and it tells you how to use it. So how to use that one, and people will say aromatically, topically, or internally, and you can apply it neat. Okay, so now we know. So that's a good reference for you to know how to use the oils, which way to use them, and if you should dilute them. Now, one other thing that I want to go over is on page 28, before we go into all the oils. On page 28, this lists the different usages. So you'll see here aromatic, and it lists a bunch of diffusers. And diffusing oils is probably the most efficient way to use them aromatically, because you use just a small amount of oil, but it affects everybody in the room. And so there's different ones there with different settings. They run for different lengths of time. Or you can be that human diffuser and just breathe it in, or just straight from the bottle, you can breathe it in. For diluting, these help you to dilute. There's a lotion and there's fractionated coconut oil. And so if it's not comfortable, go ahead and put the fractionated coconut oil on. Or if you get them in your eyes, you can use that to flush it out. You don't want to flush it with water. You can put the oils right in the lotion and rub them on. It's great for little kids to dilute. So you can see that there. And then internally, some products doTERRA has in soft gels, or you can make your own. You see these little veggie caps here. You can actually put drops of oil in there and take them just like the pill. So that helps them to understand the 3 different ways to use them, and that it's right here as a resource. And if you're not going to let them take them home, then I would say, but you get this awesome product guide in your kit. When you get your oils, doTERRA sends you this, so you'll understand how to use your oils. Okay, so that gives you a rundown of, let me share my screen again. So that gives you a rundown of the first part of the class. That's kind of how it goes. And I do go through it pretty quickly to get to the middle part and the end part, because I don't want to go over that 45 minutes. So a couple of questions with this. Stacy, this is from Stacy, let's see, do you get them to use a carrier oil in the class? I generally don't. Now, I've had a couple people who were kind of sensitive to that, the past tense or the peppermint, and it's a perfect example of how to use it. So if you have somebody that is sensitive and they put it on straight, then I'll just go ahead and say, well, this is all we need to do. Let's get some of the fractionated coconut oil and we'll go ahead and rub it on. And it's just a great example, but I don't generally have them use a carrier oil. Let's see, another question. Did you mention where we can find this document you are sharing with us now? Yes, it'll be on Essential Wellness Pros. under the resource section, it'll be how to teach a class, and it will have this recording as well as the document that you can print out. Good question. Okay, so let's go on quickly. We're going to try to wrap up fast. Sorry. We're going to wrap up, or we're going to talk about the middle of the class. This is the fun part of the class. This is where it doesn't have to be really specific as far as flow. The objective of this is to help them to see that we have tools to use and that there are essential oil solutions for them, and it's super simple for them to use. So I'll go over about 3 or 4 of the oils in the Home Essentials kit and maybe some of the products from the Natural Solutions kit. That's it. I don't go into too much depth. And what I'll do is I will generally select 3 or 4, and I might have just recently had an experience with something. So one class that I taught, I had just been in an accident and my neck hurt, and so I was sharing about using past tense because I had it right there in the back. So I was using past tense, and it was great for helping my neck feel better. And so I'll use that oil, and I'll have them go to the page in the product guide and talk about that. So let me switch back to me so I can show you quickly what I mean. Okay, so I'll take the product guides and I'll say, okay, now let's go through some of these oils so you know what to do. And you'll see every single oil has a little blurb on it, and it gives them some different points of what it does. So I wouldn't cover some like random oils like cardamom or eucalyptus, fennel. I generally cover ones. I will cover frankincense. I love covering frankincense, and I will just have them turn to frankincense, and I'll say, will you read that about frankincense and what it does? So somebody will read it, what it does, and then I'll pass it around, let them smell it, and then I'll share an experience that I've had with it. If there's other wellness advocates in the class that could share an experience, then I might ask them, so who's had an experience with frankincense that can share? And then they'll share their experience with frankincense. Now you could, I'm on a webinar, thanks. Okay, I'll get it in a minute. I'll get it in a minute, thanks. So you could, if you don't want to do that or you want to mix it up, you can watch the video, one of the videos on the DVD. I really don't think it's necessary because it tells you right here what they do. And so then I'll thumb through here again and might say, okay, lavender. Can somebody read what lavender does? Let's go ahead and pass around lavender. You can just go ahead and smell it, or if you want, you can put some on. And this is what it does, and share an experience. So that's basically what I do with the oils, and I only do about 3 or 4 of the oils. Can you, just a minute, I'm on a live webinar. Okay, go ahead, go on. Sorry. So let's see. So then after I do that with 3 or 4 oils, then I'll go ahead and introduce to them and the Modern Essentials book. So I'll say, and this Modern Essentials book is amazing because it goes even more in depth on each of the oils, and it has a great usage guide. So in it, it has all the oils. You can read it. I will go and list one of the oils sometimes and say, okay, so in here, lavender, it does X, Y, and Z. It says list 3 things. But when you read lavender in here and you go through and it has like 20 to 30 different things, they go, wow, that's pretty cool. Now, I don't pass these around in the class because it takes too much time. People get sidetracked in their own little thing and they start looking up different random oils, and sometimes that's when they just want to purchase, oh, I just want to purchase this and this. And you know that they're going to get a better experience if they get a kit and they have a set of oils to choose from. And then I just show them the usage guide where, say for instance, what's one of your health concerns or goals? Somebody will list that. We'll go to it. Let's just say they have a nose issue. I'll say, okay, for nose, it lists these in red. And then there's some others that you could use. But generally, you just pick one from the set of oils that you have that's available, and you don't have to use them all. You just pick one of those. And it tells you if you use it aromatically, topically, or internally. So this is pretty cool. Most people, all they have is a set of oils in their cabinet and then a reference book. Now, there's a free one online. You can write this down, everythingessential.me. And so it's basically like the Modern Essentials, but it's online. And so that's a great resource as well. So it makes it so easy to use the oils. And so after the class, you're welcome to look through this if we don't cover one of your health concerns. So that's all I do there. And that is pretty easy. And then I go ahead and cruise to the Deep Blue page. And that's on page 30. So I'll say, everybody turn to page 30 because you're going to love this product, especially if you have any type of pain. That this Deep Blue is a great oil. Who has pain in here? We'll put it on, let them try that out. Usually there's somebody with a knee problem or back pain, arthritis. We'll go ahead and let them try it. Then I will just kind of say, okay, just turn the page. This is doTERRA's one of their #1 oils that they sell. And so they put it in so many different things. It helps support your immune system. So we've been using oils for 5 years now, haven't had to go to the doctor once for sick care. And this is one of the reasons why, is because of On Guard. Now, you can get it in the oil straight, but I absolutely love these beadlets, and I love passing around the beadlets. One of the reasons I do is because it helps them to have another internal experience with them, but also it's found in the Natural Solutions Kit, as well as the Deep Blue Rub is found in the Natural Solutions Kit. So they're seeing that some of these products aren't just in that Home Essentials Kit. And then some people may or may not be interested in these other products, but they're seeing them. And that's why I like the product guide, is they're seeing all these different products that are available through doTERRA. And some people are interested in them and some people are not. But you're not bringing them all in and people thinking that they need to have all these products to do the business, or you're some big sales pitch. But they're seeing pictures of the cleaner and the laundry detergent, the toothpaste and such. And then if somebody says, oh, that's so cool, like just a couple of days ago in the class, some girl's like, I'm going to be getting that laundry detergent. And so now you already know she's interested in something that you normally may not even have brought up in a class. And so then I'll turn to the Breathe, and we just quickly go through Breathe. If there's somebody with a respiratory issue, then we'll pass it around. Otherwise, I just say, you know, if ever you have respiratory concerns, this is an oil you want to have on hand. It's kind of like the replacement, the safe replacement for Vicks. They have them in the throat drops too. My kids eat these like candy. They taste good, but they also help to clear up your respiratory issues. And for those of you who are interested in skincare, it's great to be able to replace some of the toxic chemicals that we use in skincare. I love the Virage, I love the facial, and just point out some of the things. And your class will be different because you have experience with different things. Maybe you don't have any experience with this, so you're just saying, yeah, doTERRA also has, you know, skincare, hair care, spa products. Just know that those are all available. This is really cool, these mood oils, because they really help to support a healthy mood. Is that the right way to say it? So if you're ever feeling, you know, down or anxious, frustrated, that there are certain oils for those. And then I generally will pass around Balance and let them, you know, try that one out. It's a grounding blend. You can put it on the bottom of your feet. I use it every day. If you have an experience with it, great. And I go quickly through this because I just want them to get kind of the highlights of what's available, and they can look afterwards. And then I go to the Lifelong Vitality. So this is huge. And for those who are new, you may not have experience with Lifelong Vitality. That's okay. You can share somebody else's experience with the Lifelong Vitality, but the main points with it, if you're just teaching it or if you're using the video, let me switch over to the little guide. Okay, so if you're teaching about the Lifelong Vitality, there is a video that you can get. If you go to doTERRA's YouTube page, you can download the video. And if you look for Daily Nutrient Pack, it goes through the Daily Nutrient Pack, but it goes through the Lifelong Vitality, and it also covers how you can get it at a discounted rate through the Loyalty Rewards program. And then you can pick your other supplements for really reduced price. So it covers all of that. It's a great video. I'm hoping they put it in the next class in a box. But if they don't, know that it's available if you have the technology to play it. If you don't, that's okay. You want to keep it simple with this. And so I basically will say that what Lifelong Vitality does, that it basically helps to feed your body properly. That when you're able to feed your body properly, that it will function amazingly well. So some of the things that most people experience when using it is that they have more energy, they have less pain, and that they have a better mood. And then I share my own personal experience because I have one that I had just right from the beginning of when I used doTERRA. And if you don't have one and you want to share an experience, you can share somebody else's experience. And if you don't have one, go ahead on our Essential Wellness Pros Facebook page and just go ahead and say, hey, who has an experience with lifelong vitality? You will get a ton of people listing those right there. And that's something that you can share until you get your own experience with it. So this is what I share. I say my first experience with lifelong vitality was after because I share my experience with allergies. So they knew that. But then I'd come back and say, you know, when I had allergies, hey, hold on. Can you hold on? Okay, sorry. This will be good. I need a big charger. Just a minute. I'm on it. Will you help her with that? Yeah. Sorry, we had an unscheduled football game, so Dad couldn't be here, and the big sister's helping, and the big brothers aren't here to help. Sorry guys, that's kind of funny. So you might hear a screamer in the background. Apologize, and we'll quickly finish up. So what I share about lifelong vitality is that I was having these health issues that when it helped for allergies, I thought, hey, you know what? Maybe there's something natural that I can use for my other health conditions, concerns. And everything that came back was recommending lifelong vitality. And so I decided I was going to try it. And the only reason why I tried it is because it had a 30-day money-back guarantee. I had tried so many different things. I've been to so many different doctors, prescriptions. I even had surgery. And I was only willing to try it because they would give me my money back if it didn't work. And so I was taking them for about 30 days, and I didn't get another pack of them. So a couple days after not taking them, I experienced how I had felt. That it was a gradual change for me, that over time I had a lot more energy. I didn't have to take that afternoon nap. That we were wanting to have another child. We were having a lot of miscarriages, and we're able to overcome that challenge. I was pregnant just probably like 6 weeks after starting the lifelong vitality. And we've been struggling with that for almost 4 years. And then with sinus issues and some other pain that I had, those things disappeared. And so I know that when we feed our body properly, that it can perform really well. And so that's why I recommend most people trying these, that you will feel different. And that's why they give that guarantee. So that's what I share with people, and you can share an experience, but you'll want to cover those 3 points: that more energy, less pain, and that improves your mental clarity. And then what I do is I will just scan through the rest of the stuff and say, you know, there's other supplements if you need certain things like more energy, if you have other types of pain, have digestive issues, women's health concerns. Just know that you can see that all of these are here and available. Children's supplements. If you'll just turn to the last page, they also have Slim and Sassy products. So these are to help with weight management. And so if that's something that you're interested in, just let me know afterwards. And I want everybody to turn to the back. And so I do that, and the reason why I do is so that it kind of closes it down, we shut down. So that's in the middle of the class for me, and a lot of it goes pretty fast. I spend the majority of the time with those 3 to 4 oils that we experience, and then the rest of the time is just kind of highlighting different things and sharing a few different experiences so that they'll get an overview of what we have at doTERRA, that it's a lifestyle of wellness that we're trying to live. And so then the third part, let me switch back to the handout. Okay, so then the end is really quick. It's about 5 to 10 minutes. 10 minutes would be long, about 5 minutes. And basically, I tell them, you know, to finish up, I just want to share with you why I use and share doTERRA. And this is the point where you can get a little more personal with them. If you have a really big reason why you're doing this, great, share it. If it's just because you have had great experiences and you want to share it, go ahead and share that with them. You want to bring them in emotionally with what you share before you go ahead and talk about, you know, getting oils. And so that's where I share a personal experience about growing up and my mom being stuck, feeling like she was stuck, and this is a way for me to feel that I'm empowered as a mom, but then also being able to empower and help other moms. Like, it's been so amazing for me to be able to have oils at my fingertips in the middle of the night when I have children who are in pain, that I have a solution for them that works, that it's safe, there's no addiction side effects to that. That is empowering to me as a mom. And as a woman, that I have things that can help take care of me so that I can be the best me I can be. Because I remember experiencing not feeling well and feeling like I was falling short in my responsibilities as a mom, as a wife, in my community, because I didn't feel well. And now that I feel well, I feel kind of a responsibility of helping other people to know that this is available and that they can become empowered in their own homes. So the least expensive way to get the oils is through doTERRA's Loyalty Rewards program. It's really the best way to get it. And so let me just show you this video that explains that. And then I will show them it's the second to last video in the class in a box. Switch it over. Oh, wrong one, sorry. I'm getting there. Screen share. So on doTERRA University, if you go down to doTERRA membership, it'll say Loyalty Rewards program. This is the one that I watch. I don't watch the last video that's on there. I like this one because it talks about the Loyalty Rewards program and getting a membership. So we go ahead and watch that. It's 2 minutes. It explains it really, really well. So especially for a new builder, it can be hard to explain how to get the oils and why it's the best way to get the oils. So this explains it for you. So I just go ahead and play that. And then let me switch over to the guide. And again, you can write this all in your product guide. So you'll know exactly what to say, when to say it. You don't have to memorize anything. So let me go. So you can see most of it anyway, somewhat cut off. Okay, so for those of you who want to get started now, there's 2 ways to do this. You can get a wholesale account, and with that wholesale account, it's $35, and you get a beautiful packet of information. It's like a Costco card you get to purchase at wholesale prices for a year. Or what I recommend is getting a starter kit. Your membership is free, and you don't have to pay that $35 membership fee, and you get a set of oils to make it really simple for you to get started. Plus, you get the kit below the wholesale price. So all you need to do, and then I will hold up this form, and I'll just stay here. Let me switch over so I can show you how I do this. So I just go ahead and hold up this form and say, for those who want to get started, all you need to do is start filling out the yellow sections of this form. This will help you to get your wholesale account. And then I also pass out these kit sheets to show you the different starter kits that are available. And generally there's one that fits into your budget and whatever your needs are. So I'll go ahead and cover those. So then I'll pass out those forms. And once everybody has them, then I'll say, okay, everybody turn with me right here, so that everybody's on the same page. Turn with me right here and look at this first kit. This is the Natural Solutions Kit. And I like to start with the Natural Solutions Kit because it is the middle of the road kit, but I think it's really one of the best kits for most people. There are some people who budget-wise and needs-wise will choose the Diamond Kit. Fantastic. I'd love everybody to have a Diamond Kit, but sometimes initially that's not what's best for them. But I will cover all the kits, but I like to cover the Natural Solutions Kit, and then I go to the Home Essentials Kit and the Family Physician Kit, and then I turn over and I will cover the Diamond Kit and the Every Oil Kit. So what I'll say is, and I would just want to highlight why I love this kit so much. And generally, we've covered it in the class. Why I love this kit so much is because you get the oils that will cover about 90% of what you deal with, that will come up with in your life. So you are set, you are prepared. And then I will point out the products that a lot of times people will say, oh yeah, I want that, or that's really cool, or they had a pain and we used that. So I will point out those products in here that come with it that they were talking about. So they might have said, there's something for women's issues. I will point out this has Clary Calm in there. It has your past tense, that tension blend. It comes with skincare products. It comes with your fractionated coconut oil. You see that you should probably have that on hand from Sally, who we had to put it on. It comes with your lifelong vitality, so you get to try those. The toothpaste, the On Guard beadlets, which are really cool to have, the Deep Blue. And you basically are getting a diffuser for free. And this is the Mac Daddy diffuser. So you get that for free, and it's over $100 below the wholesale price. Most people end up getting all of these things. This is a way of getting them at the best price. up front. And doTERRA will give you 100 product credits of $100 of oils free when you do your next Loyalty Rewards order. Plus, you start at 15% back on those Loyalty Rewards orders, so you get the wholesale price. Plus, you get 15% back in free product when you purchase this kit instead of starting at 10%. So then they can look at that and they say, okay, and then go down to this one. It's a Home Essentials kit. It's exactly that. It's basically your essentials. These are the oils that most people want in their home that they use on a regular basis. So that's what's in there. We'll list them out. It's $51 below the wholesale price. So that's a great deal. And I love that it has a diffuser with it. And then you can see this is the Family Physician Kit. It's basically the same as the Home Essentials Kit, but they're all the smaller 5 milliliter bottles, and I'll show them the difference. And so, and the one thing that I don't like about that kit is it doesn't have a diffuser, but you can add it on if this is the one that fits for you. So know that those are available. I don't cover the Cleanse and Restore Kit. And then I'll cover the back side, and I will go through the Diamond Kit and all the benefits of that. You basically get everything, especially if you're starting a business. That is the best way to start, because you are starting with all of the products that you can get experiences with, so you can share them with people. So when somebody says, you know, what about this hair problem that I'm having? You can actually say, this is really good stuff to be using for that problem, because I've used it, I've tried it, I know what it is like. And you save over $700 off that kit. So you're gonna eventually, especially as a business, you're gonna have probably multiple of these. I have multiple Diamond kits in my home with all the products that I have. This is the way to get them at a really good price. Plus, doTERRA is gonna give you $400 in product credits that you have to redeem to get more product. And you start at 25% back on those orders. So that's 50% in product savings, discounts, and free product when you start with this kit. And even if you're not building a business, if you want to start with this one, this is great to have on hand. I would love to have started with that one, but I didn't have that size kit when I started. Then there's the Every Oil Kit, which you can see every oil, you get a diffuser, you get the case. The one thing that I don't like is you don't get the supplements, but you can always add those on. And you start at 20% back, and you have almost $300 in savings, and they give you $200 in product credits. So what we're going to do now is, for those who want to get started, just go ahead and start filling out the yellow sections and look at the kit sheet. I'm going to work my way around so I can talk to everybody to make sure that your questions were answered and that you are able to get what you want to get. And also, if you want to look through the Modern Essentials book or your product guide, I encourage you to write, what oils will help with your top health concerns or goals. And so that's what they're doing while I'm working my way around everybody in the class. And that's what I will teach my new builder to do at the end of class. I will teach her, this is what you need to do when I close. And all of that is here on the script. Let me pull it up. So on the end of this script, and you will find this in your Fast Track Planner and also on the Getting Started page on Essential Wellness Pros, you will find this exact script. But this is what you do when you sit down with someone at the end of a class. You'll want to ask them these questions, so memorize them. You'll ask, so what did you like most about the class? And then you let them tell you, well, I really love that I can use these things for my kids and that they're safe. Or I really love that you have like all these ways to clean your home. Like I can replace all those things. Whatever their interest is, let them express that. And then you want to ask, well, which kit interests you the most, so that you know kind of where they're looking. They might say, I really want to get the Natural Solutions kit. They might say, I'm kind of looking at the Family Physician kit. I don't know. I'm kind of between the Family Physician kit and the Home Essentials kit. And you might ask them why. What do you see in both of those? Then what I do is ask a direct question. You will want to ask this question: would you like to set up a wholesale account? And why you want to do that. You don't want to leave it in the air, like I'm not sure if what they want to do. So teach your new builders to ask that question: would you like to set up a wholesale account? And they will either say yes, and you can help them fill that out. Just, hey, fill out these, mark that kit that you want, and I will, check it over when you're done. If they say yes, but they might have an objection. I want to go talk to my husband. I'm not sure which kit. Yes, but I'm not sure which kit I want. Or if I want to do the 35 and purchase product. So that will bring it out in the open, what they're thinking in their head. and you can help them to get what they want. And if they have some kind of obstacle to overcome, then you can help them to overcome that obstacle. And if you don't know how to do it, then you're going to learn from this experience, because you're going to ask your upline, okay, here I had this experience where this is what they asked and I didn't know what to say. What would you have said? And they will tell you, this is what I would have said. And so the next time that happens, you will know what to say. And then after somebody fills out that form, so they want to get their wholesale account, and I always make sure that you check it out, make sure that it's legible, you can read it. I always, always, always make sure you get their social security number. Now, even though it's not required, please do not say, no, you don't have to fill that out. There's a couple of reasons why that's bad for you as a builder, is that if that social security number is not a part of their account, it's possible for them to join another team and nobody even know it. So everybody have them fill it out. I have everybody fill it out, unless there's that one really rare exception of somebody that's absolutely not going to give their social security number. It doesn't matter. That's the person that I'll say, okay, well, you won't have to fill it out, but you can't get commissions for it, and they'll be whatever. But another solution sometimes I say with the social security number is I say, well, if you don't want to write it down here, then what I can do is call you when I'm entering it, and I'll just enter it directly right into the computer. Or I can just call it into doTERRA and have them then do it that way, so that we're not having to write it down. We can do a 3-way call with them. But everybody that I've ever enrolled, except for one in 4 years, has given me their social security number. So you'll often have somebody who purchases a kit and then they don't purchase for a long time. They may go inactive. Well, they can just go right ahead and sign up with somebody else, and you've kind of lost that person that you've been working with. Anyway, so that's what I encourage. I just wanted to put a shout out for that. I know we've gone like way over time. We'll divide this webinar up into chunks so you can listen to it. And then, let me see, I was going to say one last thing. I can't remember what it was. What was it? Oh, yeah. So just make sure that your builders, if they're hosting the class, they're not teaching the class, that they know what to do when they're talking to the people after the class, that they have these questions in their mind. They can be written down somewhere or whatever, but that they know that that's their job after the class is to sit down with them. What did you like most about the class? Which kit interests you the most? Would you like to set up a wholesale account? Those are non-offensive questions that they can ask those, and it will get much better results for them. So are there any questions? I'll kind of scan through this. I know we've gone over time, and I'm usually not one to do that. Okay, Crystal, what if you aren't sitting down with one person, but what if you aren't sitting down with one person, but you are trying to close the whole class? So closing the whole class, that can be kind of hard. The one-on-one is a lot easier to be able to meet up with them and tell them. So that's why I tell them at the end of the class that I'm going to come around to each one of you and see, if you have any questions and how I can help you with the oils. So they already know that that's what I'm planning to do. And I will go to the people that I know in the class were most interested in purchasing, just from their reaction, the things that they were saying. So I make sure that I get to those people first before maybe some of the other ones that you could tell they weren't super engaged or were kind of skeptical or whatnot. But I will try to get to those first. As far as closing everybody, the whole class, basically all you can do is tell them what to do, as fill in this yellow section. Here's a pen. Go ahead and fill it in, and then go ahead and pick the kit that you want. And if you have any questions, let me know. And they can be asking questions as a group so other people are hearing those answers. So I hope that answers your question. Is that Crystal? Okay. Somebody said we lost the audio for a bit, but just as you were going over the kit sheet, will the webinar cover the last piece? Yes, it will be recorded. You'll be able to listen to that part. All the resources and links from the outline will be on essentialwellnesspros.com, so you're aware. Let's see. Somebody said that this is the stuff I need to hear. Wish I knew what she said. The last 4 minutes were lost. Okay, so yes, it was lost. Sorry, it was lost. That will be on the recording. Just scanning through the rest of the questions. Let's see. I have my first class next Monday. How soon will this post to the Essential Wellness Pros website? I want to practice, practice, practice. Good job, Janet. So this is immediately available for replay. So if you go through the link that you had come through, it will take you to the replay now. As far as being posted on the website, that might take a day or so to be up available on there. I'll try to get it tonight, but definitely by tomorrow it'll be up. Okay, anyone else? Yeah, the pizza must arrive. Yeah, that pizza, and it's healthy pizza. It's gluten-free. It's not healthy pizza. Sorry. Okay, I think I've answered most of the questions. Well, thank you everybody for joining me. Sorry that we went 15 minutes over. I usually like to be, on time, but teaching the class and demonstrating the class is hard. Yes, the scripts will be all available. Robin, I will post those on Essential Wellness Pros Facebook group immediately, so those scripts will be available in the next 5 minutes, but they'll be eternally available on the website probably tomorrow. Okay? All right, thanks everybody. Have a good night.